Thanks so much for everyone joining us here today. We're here to discuss change driven through diversity at PepsiCo. And we're joined here by Amy McLennan, Tanu Mukherjee, and Avantika Nigam from the PepsiCo team to talk about it. But before we begin, I'd like to go through quick introductions of everyone, starting with Amy. Amy McLennan is the Vice President of Information Technology at PepsiCo New York. She's the Vice President of Enterprise Platforms and Common Services at PepsiCo. She has a degree in math and economics from Purdue University and has more than 28 years of experience working in information technology. Her passion is in supporting girls and women to pursue STEM degrees and careers, leading STEM events and mentoring a number of girls and women interested in STEM. Amy is currently the global chair for Million Women Mentors at PepsiCo. Tanu Mukherjee is the Senior Director, Global IT Leader for PepsiCo Hyderabad. She is a business transformation leader with more than 23 years of experience across leading organizations across IT-enabled services, financial services, and consumer and packaged goods across domains like finance and accounting and HR consulting. She's the global IT site leader for Hyderabad and responsible for the IT strategy and transformation portfolio. In her previous role, she was the global leader for business transitions and process excellence for PepsiCo GPS. She has deep expertise in leveraging Lean Six Sigma, service design, RPA, AI analytics, and change management to solve complex business problems to deliver business outcomes. She's passionate about continuous learning, sustainability, giving back to the community, and mentoring women in STEM. And Avantika is the Senior Director and Head of HR at PepsiCo Global Business Services in Hyderabad. Avantika is an HR leader with over 20 years of deep expertise and proven results. She has successfully led high impact talent agendas through her career in startup and large business units. She has built and led teams in cross functional, multicultural, and multi geography environments enabled through strong collaboration and business partnerships. She has worked extensively across consumer, pharmaceutical, and services industries in her consulting and corporate roles, and currently is the Chief HR Officer for PepsiCo Global Services in India. She is passionate about corporate social responsibility, inclusion, and enabling women in STEM careers. Thank you all three of you for joining us today. Before we begin and deep dive into the topic today, I'd request everyone watching this webinar to please leave any questions that they may have as comments. We may take these up at the end of the session in form of a Q&A if time permits. Getting straight into the topic and getting the most out of three of you, I'd like to begin with a question that I've had for a bit. So, what are some strategic areas where PepsiCo aims at building internal talent? Amy and Tanu, would love to hear from you on this.
Sure, I'll start. So we are building our internal technical expertise. We've been relying on, external partners for a while, but we need to have internal people, whether it's in building integrations, in development, in our engineering, in enterprise architecture, solution architecture. We really want to build deep technical expertise in PepsiCo, and it really helps us transition and really helps us build for the future.
I can go next. Yeah. So thanks for the question, Aparna. So in Hyderabad, the global IT team is, again, very, very focused on building our internal talent. More than 30% of our movements through promotions and internal, growth happens through building out our talent. And we run initiatives like, an employee run tech club where multiple organization employees come together and they support technologies that they're working with in building out material that can be leveraged by their co-workers in coming forward with projects where people can work together, where they can be mentored almost in a live learning environment through experiential learning in going forward in the areas of their choice. We do hire a lot externally as well. We've hired close to about 300 people this year already, and we have close to about 160 positions open at this point of time. We're hiring across areas for data and digital platforms, for cloud and infrastructure, for digital product solutions. We're building out our SAP integration. We're focused on security engineering. We hire for cloud architecture, and then we do hire for innovation as well. Very recently, we hired someone whose deep expertise in the space of AI and metaverse. So like Amy said, we're very, very focused in building the right kind of technology support for the entire organization. This is very, very critical for us.
Yeah, and I'll just add that so my team, I have a team of over 100, and it's global, and we have grown 25% this year. So we are growing fast, and most of these are in the testing services, testing architecture, automation, integration, Salesforce, ServiceNow, like all these deep technical expertise areas. That's really what we're building.
That's really great. And I'm sure engineers hearing that are also really relieved to hear that and excited at the potential. But speaking of mentorship, are there any programs, or what are some programs wherein PepsiCo supports the growth and development of people once they join? And all three of you, I'd love to hear from you.
Amy, why don't you start since you lead MWM?
Sure. Okay. So, mentoring is a passion, and I've been doing it for, more than, 15 years. And I have the honor to lead PepsiCo's STEM mentoring. So this is not just IT, it is across R&D, our strategy and transformation. It is our supply chain, our sustainability teams, of course, our IT teams. All of us are coming together, and we're really mentoring and providing mentorship globally. So it's a great opportunity, and we do focus on women, but we are mentoring. We've come to realize everyone needs some mentorship. So we're expanding and, expanding this globally. So really excited. And we're relaunching our Hyderabad chapter this month, actually. And really excited about all the chatter and the excitement around mentors signing up and mentees as well.
That's great. Tanya, would you like to add?
Absolutely. I mean, it's been phenomenal to see the kind of sponsorship that we have from Amy and also from the other leaders, not only in the space of global IT, but across PepsiCo, and the way they lean in across all of our offices. Actually, Hyderabad, I think, we get a lot of attention and support from our leaders whenever they are here. We ensure that we come together for something like a masterclass for our leaders to share their journeys and for them to share ways in which our people can move forward on their professional journey. Apart from the one-on-one mentoring, we're also introducing concepts of mentoring circles where people can have, a larger set of people can have access to leaders over a longer period of time to be able to work through some of the areas for both their professional and personal development. I would also like to talk about critical experiences, which I believe is a much more intensive way of mentoring, where people can actually opt for stretch assignments in areas that they aspire to grow in, and then they work with SMEs in that space who work very closely with them to ensure that they're actually taken through live projects and they're successful in what they deliver. So there are multiple ways in which we mentor. Maybe one more point in this area is about early talent. We hire from campuses. We're really scaling our early talent program. And while our campus hires join us, they do have support from mentors and buddies within the organization to help them through their initial years, so that their first job, their first few months in a large organization it's built with seamless integration as they move forward.
And if I can just add, for all the folks watching, this program today, firstly, Happy Engineers Day. I do think that you could be part of one of these programs that both Amy and Tanu referenced. But even if you're not part of a specific program where you have an assigned mentor, mentorship and development are really baked into the way we develop people, develop talent in PepsiCo. So regardless of your function, regardless of your level, regardless of the stage of your career, through the year, your manager will actually have multiple conversations with you around your development, around what are your aspirations, what are your capabilities, what engages you, and really carve out a plan specifically around your development. This is outside of performance conversations. So performance is really about what do we expect from you, what are the metrics you're driving, and that's a separate conversation. But through the year, you will at least twice have a conversation with your manager, which is recorded, where you only discuss your own development. So I really believe PepsiCo is the place to be, to take your career to the next level, because there's just so much within the talent philosophy of PepsiCo that lends itself to setting people up for success.
That's great. And what would be the talent philosophy at PepsiCo? Do you encourage diverse career experiences?
Absolutely. I think we have a very well-defined talent philosophy. I won't get into it in too much detail, but let me take you through some of the highlights, my favorite parts, right? I think the first, pillar of it is that we encourage all our employees to discover their own career aspirations. I think it's a very, very powerful way to attract and retain talent. It's the reason why many of PepsiCo employees have been in the company 20 years, 25 years, 30 years. It's an unfamiliar thing in many other organizations, especially in the tech space. And what this really means is that you could have started out in a particular function or in a particular space, in a particular specialization with a particular skill set. But that doesn't prevent you from applying, from testing the waters, and from navigating your career in two different spaces. You heard Tanu's introduction. She was leading process excellence and transitions, and from there she's now become a site leader for our Hyderabad site for IT. It's a great example, and there are just so many more. I think in all of our careers, we've seen other talent as well. So that's the first one that I really want to call out, that you don't get limited by the role or the function or the capability that you choose at the beginning of your career. There's a lot that happens behind development, and I'll come to that subsequently. But the other very powerful tenet of our talent philosophy is we grow from within. We really believe in grooming and developing our talent from within. So when we post a job, we love external applicants, but we will first look through internally and see if there's someone who's 60-70% ready. We will put our efforts behind that talent to help them scale up to 80-90%, get into the role and keep developing them, as opposed to going and finding someone who's 100% ready outside. And what that really means is then it gives people the ability to have an exciting, accelerated career journey if that's what they their aptitude is, and that's what they aspire for. And I think that's, again, a very, very powerful thing, and should be very attractive to talent that is looking to grow in their own careers.
That's amazing. So it seems like there's a lot of development opportunity within PepsiCo, as well as a lot of investment into people working there and helping them build out their careers. So that's really great to know. I have an interesting topic that I wanted to touch upon as well. PepsiCo's impetus on driving sustainability is inspiring, and I would be great for all of you to mention a few initiatives and impact areas. I believe a lot of people would like to hear about that. So starting with Amy, if you'd like to talk about a few initiative and impact areas.
So actually, to Avantika's point about you can move around, I actually had the honor of being the IT lead for sustainability for a number of years. So I got to work closely with the sustainability team and see that, we're using, like in agriculture, we're using sensors, and we're putting sensors in the field that then, report the data back to, global databases and help the farmers, use water most efficiently. We know water is a precious resource and we need to use it efficiently. They're also looking at crop yields, like what is the best time to pick the crops? How do we optimize all our crop yields? And how do we, how do the farmers kind of rotate their crops and stuff? So we're using technology to help farmers grow all the crops that we use for our products more efficiently. And this really helps with sustainability in that we're not using as much water. We're not, we're optimizing and creating more food with less resources. So I was always really, really excited about the work sustainability is doing in ag. And actually it started in India, a lot of the work, and it's been taken globally. So you'll see our sustainability teams are, improving the lives of farmers and improving the work of farmers throughout the globe.
That's great. Tanu, would you have any such initiatives that you'd like to talk about in impact areas?
Absolutely. So Amy spoke about, how PEP Positive is just so important for us, what we are doing in the field of agriculture. Maybe I can talk a little bit about our PepSense platform. It's an IoT platform, which again, India, the engineers in India had a lot of role to play as this developed. It's a platform with connected intelligence, so we can easily integrate complex applications, look at the ways in which we can drive new opportunities and business models. And this allows us to sell PepsiCo products in new and sustainable ways. That's one of the things. The other that we could speak about is, with the launch of with the onset of COVID, actually, e-commerce was a platform that we brought to life to help our consumers. And then as we moved forward on the journey, we found that, again, it, as a platform, it contributes in a big way for us to be able to reduce our carbon footprint and, help consumers shop much more easily from us. So those are the two that come to mind. There are many, many more.
All right, so I'd love to share, and I think what I want to tell all the engineers watching this today, and go tell your friends as well. This is a company where you can come in and you can actually help us sell better, make better, move better. And I'll just quickly explain what that means. You have some of our products at the back, on each of our backgrounds. You can see them. They're much loved. And many of the folks watching would be consumers. And it takes a lot of effort to manufacture these. That's what we call make. And then, to move them, which is to move them to the stores from the factories where they're made, and then to sell them, right? And I think in every part of that value chain, technology has played such a massive role in making us more efficient. And I'll give you, a few examples of how people have made the impact, how teams have made the impact. It's very, very simple, and it's happened over a period of years. In the selling process, our salespeople go into stores and they check whether there is the stock is available in the right amounts. And I'm speaking specifically for the India market. This is mostly a mom and pop store, traditional trade market where you have small stores, and it's a very manual process. Now, something that our technology teams have helped with is to design tools where you can take a picture of a cooler or a refrigerator in a store which has our product, and then it will tell you what's missing and what's there, what's supposed to be, in the store. And when it's perfectly stocked, when you take a picture, it will tell you that this is a perfect store. So, of course, there's a lot of technology that goes behind it, but it makes the life of our salesmen so simple because they are able to then use their time in the store so much more effectively and visit more stores as they do that. I'll give you another, another example. It's around routing. Now, if our trucks leave the factories and they have to get to the shops, right, they navigate traffic and there'll be different things happening, especially in a country like India. There's so much of development happening. A road breaks down or there's something going on that causes a diversion. And if you have dynamic routing, which can tell the trucker at that time which route to take, to be able to get to his route the most efficiently, then that helps him. But one of the recent innovations that I've seen, and I really feel so proud of this innovation. This is from our Egypt market. A lot of our truck drivers, they could be too exhausted because we have vendor partners who help us with these folks, and then either they're idling for a long time or they have accidents, and that doesn't help our carbon footprint, but is also harming lives, right? In that process, we have technology in the truck that can track what the trucker is doing. Are they, seeming tired? Are there indicators that they're not driving at the right speed, etc.? And then immediately our call center will call them, tell them to take a break, have some water, get a replacement driver if required. And this is helping us effectively send our products to wherever they need to go, but also saving lives on the road and helping us with our carbon footprint, our fuel utilization, etc. There's just so much impact that technology is making in the way we do business. And again, very exciting place to be. I'm going to keep on selling because it really is. I've been around 10 years and I truly believe this is the place to be.
Thank you, Avantika. These are stellar examples, actually, of how engineering talent can help make an impact through the technology that they're working on. Coming true to today's discussion and Engineers Week, there's a lot of engineers looking on to us at this point in time who are either looking to transition their current jobs or who are looking for young engineers just out of college looking for job opportunities. So I'd love to hear from you all. What potential opportunities are there at Pepsi, and what are you looking for at this point in time?
All right, so I think the place to go and check this out, because there's just so much happening, and I'll let Tanu and Amy step in as well. But PepsiJobs.com. Please go there. There are a ton of open opportunities. They get constantly refreshed. We use technology extensively through our recruitment process as well. So that's the place to be. Please follow PepsiCo online. You will get posts on what roles are open, at this time, etc. But I think more importantly, we hire across all kinds of levels. We hire at the entry level through campus, and we've had a large campus batch. For us, there are many companies that hire in the thousands. And we are not an engineering company or an IT company. So this number may not sound amazing to the people who are on this call, but 135 campus hires is a huge number for us. So we give everyone a very personalized experience through that process. So campus is the first place we hire from. I think another interesting thing we're doing right now, apart from the regular lateral hiring across all levels, is we're about to launch a returnship program for returning mothers who've been out of work for some time because they had to go back, or even if it was a break for another reason, right? And they're coming back. So we're in the process of developing that. So watch this space. That's coming soon. Everyone here, again, keep your eye out on PepsiJobs.com, and please do follow up, get those updates. And we're really interested in having that conversation with you. And I'll hand it over now to Amy and then Tanu to tell us more.
Yeah, I don't know the number of jobs, but I think my team is hiring about 10 jobs right now. So definitely look at PepsiJobs.com. It's all about technology. So it's integration and then automation. Automation is the biggest thing, whether it's test automation. Generative AI is going to be huge. So we, are focusing, and we're going to be building talent. Actually, we're going to be building some of our current talent. So get in, and it may be that you don't have that Gen AI experience yet, but you've got other experience. But Pepsi is a great place to learn, and we love to build, from within, as has been said. So automation, testing, integration, all the big platforms, it's digital platforms, data platforms, Salesforce, SAP, ServiceNow, all of those. I know that there are active jobs out there, and we're trying to fill those.
Absolutely. I will just build on what Avantika and Amy already said. We have close to about 150 open jobs at this point of time. Check it out across the spaces of, testing, automation, like Amy said, but also cloud architecture, across data engineering, data sciences. So go ahead, look for your right fit. Go ahead and apply. I'm sure we'll be able to see some of you joining us in some time.
Fantastic. On that note, just wanted to wrap up our conversation today with one question, which was around what are the core values that you are looking for in potential candidates? And also, Avantika, thank you for talking about the returnship program. That's really, really useful and empowering to women who feel that taking a job break actually sets them back in their career. So that's commendable that PepsiCo is now becoming a place that welcomes people with career breaks. But my last question to all of you is: what are the core values that you are looking for all the from all the candidates or any potential engineers or people that want to join the PepsiCo team?
I think it's really not about core values when it comes to when we're hiring. We really truly appreciate diversity, right? We really encourage inclusion, and so people come in from different backgrounds, different strengths, different areas, that they want to excel in. And so it's okay if you if you want to have an aggressive career and you come with deep expertise. It's okay if you don't want to have an aggressive career and you want to be in one particular area and you want to take your time as you go through. But what I will talk about is something we call the PepsiCo Way. And the PepsiCo Way is really, our culture distilled into 7 behaviors that PepsiCo truly values. And since this particular discussion is around diversity, I'll start with diversity. And the PepsiCo Way behavior there is raise the bar on talent and diversity, which is something all of us stand for, and something we look for as we are bringing in leaders and managers and team members as well, where we appreciate that, or we really get behind our talent. And that's why it's raised the bar on talent and diversity. So we are a very performance-driven company. And in terms of diversity, I think one of the things that we've been really talking about and trying to do is become extremely inclusive. And we call that being a space to be you. So whoever you are, you should feel comfortable coming in the door and being yourself. You don't have to change to come into PepsiCo. I think the next behavior is acting with integrity. And I think all of us understand what that means, but for us, it goes a bit deeper. Like it's even things like, one of the great examples we had as we were cascading this was, be on time for meetings, because it's a sign, or live up to your commitments. If you said you'll do it by Tuesday, do it by Tuesday, right? So it's something that we all stand for. That's, it's something that we try and drive. It's not just about doing the right thing legally or following the policies. That's basic, right? But even beyond that, act with integrity. Another is act as owners. So treat every penny as if it was your own. And so when we make decisions, we're a large organization, we're a Fortune 50 organization, you can tend to get the feeling that you're in a very, very big organization. And so how does it matter if we do this or that? But really, this is what makes us so competitive in the market, because we're not resting thinking that, yes, we're already a Fortune 50 company, but really focused on how can we make the most with the least? So treat each penny like it was your own. Focus and get things done fast. So we're very agile as a company. That doesn't mean that we will, make people run out of breath. We do give them the space that they need, but we do, I think one of the behaviors within that is decide and then execute quickly. So, of course, we take our time to decide what is it that we're going to do. But then once we decide we want to, and I think people love that pace. Everyone that's, who works at PepsiCo and all our, I'm sure all the Gen Zs and younger millennials watching this program today would also appreciate the fact that we are, a truly agile organization. And another one that everyone will love is celebrate success. So we actually make it a point that we do great work, but we also make it a point to celebrate that, whether it's a small win or a big win. So we have a ton of recognition, and I think it's in our culture. People do a good job. Folks will, be very happy to stand up and clap for you and encourage you, etc. And I think the first one, actually, which I'm saying because I started in reverse order, is be consumer centric. So everything we do has to make sense for our consumers. Right, and consumers again are those who logged in for this call. As any decision that's made in the company, goes through that filter of, is this the right thing for our consumers? How will this benefit our consumers? And so you heard in the examples that Amy gave around how we are helping farmers, get better yields with lesser water, and water is an issue everywhere in the world. We're using technology, behind that, because it will help our end consumer. Because we use lesser water. We also it's more sustainable as a process, and then it's relatively less expensive to be able to make the products that we do. Versus what it could have been otherwise, and similarly all the other examples that were given on this call. So those are the PepsiCo Way behaviors. We live them every day. We live and breathe them every day, and I think folks that relate to them, that that see those as as behaviors that they would like to to be around. I think this is the place for them.
And
That's
I'll
great.
just add, I guess, yes, all the PepsiCo Way behaviors, but then also just collaboration. We
Exactly.
collaborate constantly and work together, and we, reach across functions, we reach across countries, we're often on team. I mean, Tanu, you and I are on calls with people across the globe all the time. So collaboration, working together, and then continuous learning. We want people that want to keep learning. It's great what you've learned right now, but we want you to keep learning, keep, building your skills. We will help you, but we want you to keep building those skills.
Yeah, and maybe if I can just add, so our PepsiCo mission statement reads, create more smiles with every sip and every bite. And then IT is almost core to it. So we say we create more smiles with every click and every like. So, for us, there are 5 tenets that we truly live by in global IT across the organization. So it starts by putting the customers first always. It is about empowering our people. Like Amy said, it's about, learning every day, keeping yourself abreast. Technology changes every day. So what are you doing to keep abreast? It is about us providing a unified delivery of technology solutions. It is about us scaling future solutions. And then last but not the least, we've talked about PEP Positive. So how can every engineer working in the space of IT make a difference for the organization? So we have a platform internally, we call it the Smiles platform. So every time somebody does something good, you receive a smile. And, that's something we really, we live by and we celebrate. Like Avantika said, we find every opportunity to celebrate talent and to celebrate success.
That's fantastic. So there's a lot of development, learning opportunity at PepsiCo, and it seems like it's constantly celebrated, and everybody gets to collaborate throughout it and celebrate everybody's win within the team. That goes to show that PepsiCo is a great place to be and work for engineers and other potential candidates who'd like to join. I'd like to take this opportunity to thank you all, Amy, Tanu, and Avantika, for joining us today. This was really informative and it gave us a really good view into how PepsiCo operates. So thank you so much for your time.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you for having us.